Okay, so I've been spending a little time with the chop saw back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and getting paid by the mile today. Anyway, I've cut that inside band to go around the inside of the frame, and it's pretty snug. And the rabbit worked out real well in it, and it clips over the edge, and the pieces all lock together, and it probably goes without saying just exactly how wonderfully happy I am with myself. This all worked out so damned well. This is just good. It's real good. So I'm happy. That doesn't happen a lot on first tries, but I am nonetheless happy. A little bit snuggy snug. Okay, that's what it sounds like when it drops in. Anyway, good. All real good. Real happy. Now I'm going to glue it. Gluing is going to be, you've seen this before. Trying to glue something that's not completely symmetrical with clamps that twist a little bit. Boy, if I could just hire 9 people to come in here and hold these things for the 3 hours that it's going to take for the glue to really set up, that would be fine. But I can't, and I'm not gonna. You understand. So, the trick here is I've got these pieces that fit into this. It's lovely how this works. And this all happens, this business right here happens over that. Because the rabbit is, I'll show you a piece with a rabbit on it. Like that. This right here. So this is the shape of that molding underneath. So as long as I stay this side of that edge, which if I put it right there, I am, and that pushes down sort of equally on both sides, down it goes, snug, snug, snug. So I'll clamp 4 pieces here, 5 pieces there, 4 pieces there, 9, 18. I got 18 pieces. Off I go. Let's see how this works out. It's going to be clamps on the inside. You know, typical sort of wackiness. Don't have to really much worry about glue getting to other places. I'll be able to see it here, and anything that happens on the other side, I'll scrape off later. Not a lot, but you know, glue everywhere. And I think I'm going to go around this way, so I'm going to put a film of glue on this. I'm going to wipe most of it off. Actually, let's be careful here. I should do the same thing at the other end too. Because when I get here, no doubt I'll be in some kind of hurry. You know how that gets. Alright, my first piece. Shove that over and in and down. I'm liking that. Now see how my extraordinary confidence in my clamping skills, see how that works out. Just stay over this gullet. That's the trick. Good enough? I guess my contact area is great, and I put a little teeny bit too much glue on. Alright, so that's great. That's terrific. Get some wet paper towels. Be right back. Alright, that first one went really better than could be expected. Which is, you know, good, right? Nothing wrong with that. Alright, so I'm going to throw a quick clamp on here just to keep this thing up in the air correctly. Alright, good. Now I can... It's level, it's not all crooked. That was sort of getting to me. Alright, next piece. Yeah, some question I'm obviously going through in my mind is that how little glue I really need to have on this thing. Okay, this one I'm just sort of priming. Done, primed. This one I'm putting glue on like I mean it. Somehow there's a difference. Okay. miters seemed tight when I was doing the testing. See how that holds up as a theory. Seems okay. Yeah, throw a quick clamp down here. I can see I'm getting a little competition for space here in the corners. But I think I'll be all right. All right, I'm good. These clamps, as much as I like them, they're inexpensive-ish. And they're pretty good. And they're pretty easy to handle. And they don't get glue pile up on them. I like that. I like them a lot. But they have a tendency, because of this bar, even though it seems really stiff, this bar, under the pressure of the screw, can bend. And sometimes that changes, things. So you have to be careful that you're not going to have it creep. All right, so now we're good. Up and on. Okay, now I'm going to take a moment and detail a little bit of glue so I don't have to scrape it later. A little bit of glue there. I said before I was going to get a wet rag, and I did, but I'm using a dry one to smear off as much as I can before I give the old wet treatment. All right, now, glue in the joint. Get it out now. Get it out now. Good, good, good. All right, that is that. Now we spin. Okay. I'm going to quickly throw a clamp over here. So I can take this one off. Balance. Now that's going to go in where I hope. Yeah, all right, here we go. All right, glue. Yeah, all right, so I'm putting way too much glue on. I'm always doing something like that. Always. I'm wondering, right at the moment, I'll do it out loud, I'm wondering if I'm going to have to somehow put these two pieces in together. I may. I think I should probably just do that. If I get the corner, because what's going to happen is if I have to struggle to get this piece in after I get that one in, my struggle will be at the joint where the miter is, and I'm afraid of it getting, you know, what we'll give it a nice expression, roughed up. And I don't want that to happen. So I'm glued. That's going into place right there. Glued. This is going into place right there. I'm going to lift the two pieces up, and I'm going to get the miter set. I'm going to put them down together. Boy, there's something not feeling right about this. It's just so not right. There's that. Okay. That together thing didn't work out. I don't know where this is going to end up. Oh, baby, that's just not in the right place. All right, pin this end in. I'm making this up as I go. You can probably tell that. That'll keep that from jumping out. Do the same thing at the other end here. All right, boy, high tension. High tension, I can feel it. All right, it's down. It's not a lot of pressure. Little frustration here. It's not going. Oh, baby. It shifted this way. I've let something get ahead of me. Push, 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 push. This is too far that way. Not happening. I think this is in the right place. It is now. I'm going to set this. Our glue looks good. That joint looks good. That looks good. All right, lots of this looks good. It's just this one. This is way down too far. It may be too late to do anything about it. What did I get wrong? It's always something. It's too far that way. All right. brute force. This is brute force time. Come on. All right. That piece of mahogany that I was using to pound on is a little bit hard. I think I'll be a little bit more comfortable with a piece of pine. Because this has got to get some beating. Wow, that is not interested in going. Bigger, harder clamps. More, bigger, harder clamps. These are very similar clamps to the other ones, it's just they're a whole pant load heavier. Oh, baby. I'm close. It's coming. It's going to make it, I believe. This was going so well. And then tunneled in. Tunneled in. Damn. It's not going. It's damn. 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 I got to get it down. Regardless of what it does, I've got to get it down. All right. This calls for a Japanese saw. That should take care of it. I'm going to force a little glue into the joint. And this will continue to piss me off for days. Days I will be pissed at this. Days. Get a kick out of stuff like that. How pissed I get. All right, got it. Got it. Got it. Finally. Got it. Thank God. got it. All right, now clean up on aisle 4. I get all this excess glue that I put in. All right. Glue on the back edge. Good. Good there. All right, good. Jeez. When I was putting them together dry, and I led one piece a little bit too far to this direction, when I put the next piece in, there was nothing really holding it in place, and so it slid over when I put some tension on it. And that worked, and I chased it all the way around, and everything went in. It went in a little snug, but everything went in, and so I just decided everything was going to work because that made it work. But when I put that piece in and I let it be a little teeny bit too much that way and then clamped it, the glue starts setting. I put this piece in, that too much turned into a little bit too much this way, or too much this way because that was crowded. And when I went to fit this last joint in, this is the price that you pay. It didn't fit, and this is all hard, it's pretty hard glued. High tack, wooden slide. Done. It's in. So I cut this thing, and what little I cut, because I used a very thin blade, what little I cut, not going to show up and be a problem. And I put some extra glue in so that when if it did get together, which it did, it's now stuck like it's supposed to be. It's not just going to be dangling there. All right. I can see a little bit of an offset in this corner, a little bit of an offset in all the corners. I didn't get this right. I didn't get it right. Oh well. Next time, I guess. If I hadn't put that rabbit in, none of this would have happened. I had to place the things, and they'd have slid back and forth until I liked them. But that isn't what happened. Okay. Done. Done. Put together. Done. Glue will dry. Do a little touch-up sanding. No one will ever know that Dave had a problem. And I'm sure, you won't say anything. Then we'll move on. All right. Thanks for watching. Thanks for sticking with me on that. I didn't know if it was going to make it. But there it is. Done. Loving it. So, here we are wrapping up the first coat of shellac on the whole frame, the assembled frame. The bands have had a coat already, you remember. That was pretty much so I could get in there and do that initial sanding, because it's, the shellac really changes the character of the surface of the wood. So it's good to do that. Now I'm going over the whole of it, and I did the back first, slopped it on because it's just the back, but I let a little bit carry over, a little drip on the face. So the edge of the molding. So I'm going to do a little touch up on that. There are a couple of spots where it's kind of dark, or as they say, dark. You know how that gets. Anyways, just a little bit of rubbing, extra rubbing. There you go, and now do a little touch up on the surface. Anyway, this is looking pretty darn uniform. And uniform. All the maple looks like all the maple, and all the birch looks like all the birch. And the cherry looks like, old warm cherry. I'm liking that. This is good. Really, I think I'm going to, even with the amber shellac, I'm still going to have a reed on the cherry of the base frame, which is nice. Just going around doing another little bit on it. Liking it a lot. One more shine down there. Alright, so this will dry, be perfectly dry tomorrow, and I'll give everything a 220 sand by hand, which is fun. and then give it, depends how it looks. Yeah, I might be putting the first coat of varnish on. Could happen. I mean, it could. I've done stuff like that. There's no more carpentry. Carpentry's over. Boy, it'd be, I'm not saying a record, you know, high speed framing, but it'd be nice to see this move along. My big dream, I've got people coming up next month, and, you know, sort of, you know, you like to show people, you know, that you got something new done, so they don't feel bad for you, you know. Oh, you're still working on that? Anyway, look at that. That's great. Thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. And we'll, you know, pick it up again tomorrow. I think. You be free? And that'll be, wow, quick sand, quick, you know, simple sand. There's nothing fancy. All the hard work sanding's done. Be a little bit, I could probably do most of it with steel wool. Think of that. Nice thing about steel wool is it doesn't clog. Or it doesn't apparently clog. There's more places for the clogginess to go. Anyway, so maybe I'll buff it with steel wool. And nice thing about tomorrow, things go right, I'll sweep the floor, but there'll be no one in the shop making dust. So the first coat of varnish could go on and actually come out looking pretty good. Let's keep hoping that. See you tomorrow. You're sure you're coming in, right? Okay.